Our third training and developed under the Erasmus project, interactive platform for digitalization of museum. My name is Silviu Bratu. I represent the RES Oltenia, one of the partners of the project. Shortly, I will describe the project. Some of you are for the first time here. Some you already participate and to the other events during the project. The coordinator organization is Foundation Phoenix 21st Century. The Romanian partners, Romanian Association for Electronic and Software Industry, Oltenia subsidiary, and our partners from Serbia is the Institute for Cross-Border. It's to help the adults, and that are our target group, and especially people involved in the cultural sector to improve their digital skills. As we observed, digital skills are very important in our times, and most of the activity are related with digital skills. What we did until now, we had some transnational project meetings. We already realized mostly all of the digitalization of museum artifacts. We make a research about digitalization in the European Museum in order to know how the others do it in the other countries from the European Union. We still have some other activity that have to be implemented until the end of the project. And now we are organized the third training in Romania. We already were organized 2 trainings, one in Bulgaria and one in Serbia. The training in Bulgaria was related with digitalization of museum artifacts and 3D print. The training in Serbia was related with digital marketing and digital branding through the InterDigi Museum, where our colleagues from Serbia presented the main ways how you can realize a strategy for marketing for your museums and art gallery, and also for your organization and for your cultural services. Okay, so this is mainly the short description of the project about what we did until now and what we still have to do. The topic of our training from these days is to present you the InterDigi Museum platform and from the platform you have to see how have to be your results related with the marketing products. What we already realized for the 3 museums, one from Romania, one from Serbia, and one from Bulgaria, what we did for them, and also to give you the chance to put some other questions if you have it related with the products and how we reach these results. For this reason, this is the platform that was realized through the project. The address is interdigimuseum.eu. It is in 3 languages, in Romanian, Bulgarian, Serbian, and English, in 4 languages. We use now the English version. This is the homepage of the platform. Have more button in the menu. Here it's information related about the projects. And the main results of the project. This is the study realized during the project about the level of digitalization of the cultural organization from European countries. Yes, this was subcontracted. Yeah, it's a very, very useful document for people that work in this area of digitalization. Yeah. On the news menu, we are mainly news related with our project, with events and what we do in the project. The events will contain the reports about our events and the data about the events that are organized during the project. Now the main the main results of the platform are the three museum digitalization, and we'll start with Vidin Museum. Yes. What we already done until now. It's a virtual tour of the Vidin Museum. It's the entry. Yes. And we can move through all the museum with only one click. I get back. As you can observe, now you have a view about what Vidin historic museum for Vidin contains, and you can walk through all the museum with only one click. So you can realize this through, in this way, you can show your organization, your museum, your gallery. You can digitalize in this way your cultural services. If you have this type of institution, if you are a museum, you can realize this very easy. It's not complicated to realize this. Okay, for okay. Okay, the next museum is museum from Kniazevets, if I pronounce well. Okay. We'll make a tour of this museum also. This is the main entry. Yeah. You can observe all the details from the entry. And go upstairs. And you are free to look at all the artifacts from inside. You can make a zoom. This museum looks different than from the Vidin Museum. But you see that the technique is the same. The technique for presenting the museum. Okay. We will go now to see the 3D model of the artifacts that are that are in the museum from Kniazevets. Okay, I'll try to put it in English because what do you want to, okay, for the Serbian colleagues, here we have all the objects. What do you want to see? Which is some of them that is representative for this museum?
Whichever you choose.
Okay, I can take some if you don't have any. This object, it's uploaded on some website. Look how it's looking. This 3D is like you have in front of you. And from here this object can be downloaded for free and can be presented with different occasion and for people that are interested in this type of. Okay, let's choose some other one. Behar. Behar in Serbian means glass, or no? But in Romania it's pahar. This glass. Okay, this is how it's looking. This technique, some of you were trained in Bulgaria, the training of 3D printing and 3D realization of these 3D models. This model you can do it even with a phone, with a good camera. You can realize this 3D object. This is more color. Okay, these were some object 3D models with the object from within. No, this is from Kniazevo. Okay, now let's go to the Corabia Museum from Romania. We'll start with virtual walk. This is the entry into the museum that is along the Danube Band. This is the main entry. There are a lot of artifacts here. This is a new museum that is built 10 years ago, I think. And now are a lot of artifacts that from the Roman period that are here in this museum. So you see that you can use this type of digitalization. Doesn't matter the type of the museum and the objects that are in the museum. You can use this technique for digitalization of the museum and artifacts that are in this. Now, okay, during the project we were realizing some promotional movies, for 3 minutes each of them, and I propose you to see these movies and to see how you can create your own promotional movies for your cultural services that you provide. Okay, so let's see the promotional movie that were realized for the Corabia Museum.
Published in 1951 to highlight the rich historical, cultural and ethnographic treasure of the area. Since the beginning of the 20th century, there have been concerns in the direction of establishing a museum fund in Corabia, when archaeological remains were discovered by chance, especially in Susadava, Salai. Currently, the Corabia Archaeology and Ethnography Museum is hosted by the Cosma Constantinescu Palace, which is in full renovation process. The institution has an inventory of about 14,000 pieces, many of them belonging to the National Cultural Heritage, being classified in the legal category Thesaur. In the premises of the Susadava Salai Archaeological Complex, a site museum was set up, through a project with European funding, between 2012 and 2016, which highlights the results of the latest archaeological research in the area and offers a comprehensive picture of the multimillenary continuity on this dwelling hearth. A map of the area was made for each historical era, with the most representative archaeological and numismatic discoveries. The discoveries that attest to the existence of powerful communities in the Neolithic and Neolithic eras, in the Bronze Age and in the First Iron Age are presented, in chronological order, emphasizing through graphic material, but especially through numerous original pieces, the results of archaeological research, the stages to the development of material and spiritual civilization on these lands, the characteristics of each historical era. Ceramic vessels, tools, ornaments, clay figurines, pieces that reconstruct, even partially, the way of life of the inhabitants of the area are on display. In this context, an important place was occupied by the cultural aspect of Sel, 2700 to 2150 BC. It is illustrated by numerous materials discovered in the prehistoric settlement on the plateau of the Susadava fortress, ceramic vessels, stone and bone tools, household utensils, as well as a deposit of decorative pieces discovered in 1977. The exhibition also presents the Ghetto Dacian era, the discoveries in the area, highlighting the role of Susadava, the strong fortified settlement that represented, from the 4th century BC and up to the threshold of the Roman conquest, one of the most important economic and political centers in the lands of Extra-Carpathian Dacia. A space in the site museum is reserved for the presentation of the period of the second bicenteries, focused on the discoveries from Susadava and on the materials from the localities of Orly, Rusanesht, Vladila, Urzica. On display are agricultural and fishing tools, household utensils, ceramic vessels, opals, lead mirror frames, amphorae, glass vessels, ornaments and clothing accessories, all of which document the intense economic life carried out for almost half a millennium in Susadava and in the surroundings. The exhibition also includes numerous epigraphic and sculptural monuments that reveal the spiritual life, writing, artistic creation, beliefs and customs of the inhabitants of Susadava from the Roman and Roman-Byzantine periods. The evolution of feudal housing in the southeast of Oltenia from the 7th to the 14th centuries is documented by numerous pieces from the museum collection, which were discovered in the early feudal settlement and cemetery at Abarsia Noa, where archaeological excavations have revealed traces of an extensive and flourishing Romanian village from the 8th-9th centuries. Other materials come from research at Salai or from accidental discoveries at Corabia, Groidabad, Orly, localities where Romanian feudal settlements from the 14th-16th centuries were identified, which played an important role in the anti-Ottoman defensive system of Wallachia. The ethnography section of the museum includes objects from the field of traditional folklore from the Romanati ethnographic area. Remarkable are the two wedding costumes made in Rusanesht in the second half of the 19th century, the festive costumes from Orly, Vadistra, Vadastrita, as well as the newer pieces of clothing, coming from Groidabad and Yanka, all illustrating from full of the beauty of the popular creation from the area. Through the historical and cultural heritage it holds, the Corabia Museum of Archaeology and Ethnography represents an important landmark on the map of cultural settlements in Oltenia.
So this was the a a short movie by 5 minutes presentation of the Corabia Museum. So you can realize for your cultural service this type of movies should not be too long, because nobody watch now in more than 30 seconds in generally. That if it's something interesting, okay, you can stay and watch for 5 minutes. Yeah, we will see now some other example. Museum Kniazevac. Okay, we already saw the 3 models, and now we'll see in the movie.
The Homeland Museum of Kniazevac is located in the city center, in a building that was built in 1906 as the family home of the Sivanovic family. Former owners of the Dobra Sreća mine in the village of Vina, near Kniazevac. Today, this building is a cultural monument, and belongs to civil architecture with stylistic characteristics representative for the beginning of the 20th century. The first initiative for the establishment of the museum was establishment of the historical collection within the library in 1970, and since 1971 the city has been taking care of antiquities and objects from nearby locations. At the beginning, the historical collection was located in the premises of the library, until 1975, when, after systematic archaeological research at the Roman site Timocum Minus in the village of Rivna, a permanent museum exhibition was established. The museum began working independently in 1980 under the name of the Homeland Museum of Kniazevac. During the several decades of dedicated work, the Homeland Museum of Kniazevac becomes a complex institution, which includes departments for archaeology, ethnology, cultural history and art history, conservation, photo documentation, and a guide service. The archaeological collection contains over 2,000 objects found in the territory of the municipality of Kniazevac. It contains a large number of significant and rare finds. The collections are presented thematically and chronologically and cover the periods of prehistory, antiquity, and the Middle Ages. Part of the numismatic collection is also a part of the Homeland Museum. The archaeological exhibition is accompanied and additionally illustrated by the drawings of the academic painter from Kniazevac, Dragoslav Živković. Within this collection, you can see knives from the Paleolithic period, a model of a Neolithic settlement that belonged to the Starsfolk culture from the 6th millennium BC and is located at the Valuj site near the village of Jelisnica near Kniazevac. This collection also includes blades, stone axes, ceramic amulets, painted ceramics, objects from the Copper, Bronze, and Iron Ages, as well as objects from a Celtic grave found near the village of Develica, equipment of a Celtic warrior, a long sword, fragments of a sword hilt, a spear and fibula. The ancient collection of the Homeland Museum contains tools related to architecture and construction, pottery objects from the Roman period, objects used by the Romans for processing, mining picks, remains of burned ore and other metal objects, knives, fittings, buckles, a padlock in the form of a ring, awls, medical instruments. There is also a representation of Venus dating back to the period of the 1st-2nd century, glass vessels, goblets, balsamaria, toilet bottles, objects for everyday use, Roman money, as well as a luxurious silver fibula, which is a type of exceptional decoration for meritorious Roman military officers. The medieval collection preserves earrings, necklaces, rings, ceramic vessels, medieval money from the Kniazevac region and material from the Church of the Holy Virgin in Donja Kamenica, a silver diadem with gilding, crosses, bone rosaries, engraved ceramics, various rings. The richness of the material and spiritual culture of Kniazevac and its surroundings, the origin and migrations of the population, traditional economy, housing culture, national costumes, social life, folk customs and beliefs, are an important and interesting area of the museum's scientific researches, and objects from this field make up a rich ethnological collection. In terms of the number of objects and their beauty, the collections of economy, crafts, folk and civil costumes, fabrics, construction and architecture, furniture, utensils, domestic crafts, distaffs, textile crafts, musical instruments, technical devices and objects from ordinary life stand out. A special treasure of the Kniazevac Museum is the ethnological collection of 2-string knitted socks. The collection consists mostly of items collected by the Popovich family from Knyazhevats, which was supplemented by the collection of the Native Museum. 420 pairs of two-string knitted socks from the end of the 18th and the beginning of the 20th century, a unique album with two album of ornaments in color and black and white technique, make this collection special. The collection is exhibited as a special the youngest and smallest, but very important collection of the Homeland Museum of Knyazhevats is the Fine Art Collection formed in 2008. It has approximately 500 works of art, paintings, graphics, drawings, icons, sculptures and reproductions. It is divided into several units, a collection of artworks by native painters, a collection of artworks by contemporary painters and a collection of icons. Of particular importance is the collection of paintings by Dragoslav Živković, an academic painter of authentic expression who belongs to the rank of the most influential and significant contemporary Serbian painters. As a part of the Homeland Museum, there is also the Town Museum, located in the house of Aca Stanojević, one of the leaders of the Timok Rebellion of 1883, the Archeo-Ethno Park with a lapidarium in the village of Rivna and the archaeological site of Timokha Minas, the oldest Roman military fortification in the Timok region.
Okay, so this was the Knyazhevats Museum movie presentation. Let's see now in the Vidin Museum. So 5 minutes of your song. Okay. Okay. So this, we can see this movie a little bit later. So this was the main results that are like a good example for cultural activities that can be, how can be digitalized and how can use it for the promotion of your services. I propose you to take a break now, and we'll come back with more practical examples, and we work in the working groups, especially with the problems and with the proposal for cultural and marketing direct results for your organization. For now, we can stop, and after that, continue with practical part of the day. Okay, thank you.